The Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference at the BMICH in Colombo from the 7th to the 15th of September, seen as the biggest international event to be held in Sri Lanka in recent years. The conference brought together 600 delegates from 54 Commonwealth countries to discuss issues ranging from the rule of law and human rights, the role of parliaments, to gender-responsive governance and youth unemployment. A workshop on Day 6 under the topic "Should the Commonwealth establish a Commissioner for Democracy, the Rule of Law and Human Rights?" saw participants engaging in a lively discussion, prompted by the delegate from the United Kingdom who proposed such an establishment. A majority of the countries opposed the move, with countries such as Canada, UK and Australia and 4 opposition legislators from Sri Lanka supporting it.
But what did the heads of government do? They are trying to keep it with themselves. Now that's what I disagree.
I would like to propose that we, in our report, recommend to the heads of government that they work out a formula to enable the Human Rights Commissioner to be appointed. But secondly, I would like to see us agreeing to take some action ourselves as legislators. I would like our executive committee to discuss with the Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative whether, for example, the report that they produce every 2 years for the heads of government could be presented to our conference.
The very idea of such a human rights commissioner is not in line with the Commonwealth way of functioning. It seeks to undermine the role of Secretary General as well as Cabinet itself.
There's a big difference between a commission and a commissioner. And I think people and some countries may get worried that are we going to create a monster, a person who is going to be a prefect to declare this country undemocratic and this one democratic. But if it was a commission composed of a number of people and democratically elected by ourselves, the member states, I see no problem with the commission.
I don't think in the Falklands we have anything to fear from a human rights commissioner or commission. There's only 3,000 of us, but human rights is enshrined in our constitution. It's something we follow very, very rigidly and enthusiastically.
We vehemently oppose appointment of a commissioner for democracy, rule of law, whatever it is. The creation of a Commonwealth Commissioner for Democracy, Rule of Law and Human Rights is intrusive and would result in monitoring of the internal affairs of members of state to ascertain compliance with Commonwealth values. Further, the establishment of the Commissioner of Democracy, Rule of Law and Human Rights would result in duplication of the work of the UN. There is one organization which deals with the human rights violations, all these things. And we want to duplicate. We want the Commonwealth to come in there.
We find that so-called leaders of the Commonwealth oppose our request tooth and nail. Shouldn't we look into that? When we go to the UNHCR, again this...
Strong opposition from Sri Lankan government officials on the possibility that a Commission for Human Rights, Democracy and Rule of Law will be established. In the run-up to the visit of the Commonwealth Parliamentarians, however, Sri Lankan government officials had declared that they have nothing to hide and that this was an opportunity for visiting representatives to discover the truth about Sri Lanka.
And if there's nothing to hide, I don't think that we should be afraid of establishment of a commission or a commissioner for protection of the human rights, the democracy and rule of law of the Commonwealth.
Because we are numerically inferior, we have suffered immensely over 60 years. And we have been looking for mechanisms such as this that will give us some kind of respite. A representative of the oppressed people, we look forward to an establishment of a Commissioner for Human Rights, Democracy and Rule of Law eagerly, so that in some ways the shared values of the Commonwealth of peoples not just of ruling entities, but of the peoples, would be realized.
A relevant topic taken up for discussion at the conference held under the theme ensuring a relevant Commonwealth for the future, but with strong opposition from certain quarters. The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting is scheduled to be held next year in Sri Lanka and is expected to focus attention on more such important issues. Such discussions are important and will hopefully get better support in strengthening ties between the nations and to better the quality of life for the people.